question above all others all week long. Question is, will our football team bounce back tonight against Walsh? In the Cleveland Museum of Art, on the second floor, there's a rather obscure sub-gallery in the 19th century American art wing. Hanging there is a very unusual painting by a painter by the name of Albert Ryder. It's entitled The Race. The setting of the painting is an ominous, desolate racetrack. There is a single pale horse. The rider on the horse, sporting a most sardonic smile, is the angel of death, the fabled Grim Reaper. The symbolism of the painting is quite obvious. All of us, each and every one of us, are in that same great race, the one against death. As we run our race, we encounter many obstacles. Some are small and easily overcome. Others are immense and seemingly insurmountable. But everyone faces these obstacles, for they are given to us as opportunities for our spiritual growth, to help us train our souls instead of our bodies. A Zen Buddhist commentator once said that God gives tragedies to perfect human beings. Every obstacle, whether it's a loss of a football game, failing a geometry exam, a physical ailment, or drug or alcohol dependency, can be overcome. And the process of recovery always starts with one thing, and that is the right attitude. I notice we have some veterans of past struggles here, and they know full well how important attitude is. When I've been hit hard with disappointments or tragedies in my life, I think of a quote from a book which every person should read and reread periodically. It's entitled Man's Search for Meaning. It's a short book in which psychologist Viktor Frankl describes and analyzes various situations that he found himself in while he was a prisoner in a Nazi extermination camp during the Second World War. One reason why this book is so valuable is that it describes the absolute worst situation that a human being could be faced with. Life in those camps represented the gruesome upper limit of human suffering. Gas chambers killing thousands weekly, crematoriums burning night and day. Only the strongest surviving to be used as slave labor in a living hell of beatings, starvation, disease, and the constant threat of death. Yet even in the midst of all that, the most terrible situation one could be placed in, Frankl says this: "We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a person but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." So what's your attitude when you face day-to-day problems or perhaps even great tragedies in your life as you move around the great racetrack of life? Do you seek to escape or to avoid these problems? Do you immediately give up and become negative? Do you make excuses and blame everyone else, including God? Or do you bounce back quickly, strive to confront the problem by finding solutions, and fight back more determined than ever? Most of my time and energy as a football coach has been devoted to trying to teach the young men under my charge that they must cultivate the right attitude. That when they are laid low, they must rise up stronger. That when they are beaten down, they must fight back tougher. And that when all seems lost, they must look to their family, friends, and above all, God, and that they will find the help and strength to fight on and to overcome anything. Tonight, our football team faces a great obstacle. And after that bitter loss last week, many people will be waiting to see just how they respond. I don't have to wait and see. I know these guys. I know them well. And I know how they'll respond. They are going to fight back harder than ever. They will meet the challenge of this new obstacle, and they will overcome it. Monday, after the loss at practice, the first thing I asked the team at our Chalk Talk meeting was, do they want to beat Walsh? It's something everybody assumes, but sometimes you've got to hear it. And you got to hear it from the people that you're closest to. Overwhelmingly, they got up and they yelled yes, many, many times. Yesterday, I asked them the same question. And again, of course, I received the same answer even more enthusiastically. I want you people to answer that question. I want you to understand how much work and time has gone on into this program. Today I calculated it. For every offensive play that you see out there tonight by us, it represents over 1 year period of time, 25 hours of work. That's for every play. Now I'm asking you, do you want to beat Walsh?